Hello there viewers and welcome back to another video today. Now when I was making my last video, link up in the top right hand corner if you haven't watched it already, when I was racing around the classic Monza, I had a very stupid idea, and that idea was to see whether Indycars would be suitable around Monza. So when driving the oval I was thinking, could you have Monday oval racing around here? Is there a way that you could bring back oval racing or any sort of racing to the Monza oval? And we're going to test out the modern day Indycars here today around the 1966 version of Monza. Going to be driving the Formula Americas 2020 mod made by Racing Studios. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so you join me here then on the grid at 1966 Monza, and we're going to try and do a 5-lap race here around the oval circuit. As away we go, get off to a really quite slow start here as the AI just sorts itself out. Unfortunately, you can't do rolling starts in Assetto Corsa, so I have to make do with a standing start, which the cars aren't really geared for. But getting up to speed now, heading up to turn 1, you may or may not notice that we are going the wrong way around the circuit. And that is because they have actually raced around it before, Indycar. Well, they sort of have. There was a race in the 1950s, or two races actually, one in 1957 and another one in 1958, called the Race of Two Worlds, where Indycars and Formula 1 cars went up against each other around this track, racing in the opposite direction, so racing in this direction, in the opposite direction to what you normally would do. And yeah, race didn't really go very well, mainly because the F1 cars just weren't suited to oval racing. But as you can see, we are racing around the oval circuit here at Monza, and well, as you may have just noticed there from that rather large snap of oversteer that I just got, it's rather bumpy, this track. You may have seen that in the previous video. It's incredibly bumpy and not at all safe, which I think is kind of the reason why nothing races around the oval circuit nowadays, and is the reason why, yeah, I don't think Indycars could race around this track. I mean, you could put safer barriers up the top, so you could put the proper barriers that you have around oval circuits. You could put those at the top of the banking, which would make it safer, maybe, and you could maybe resurface the banking, but I mean, this is concrete, which is very old and very bumpy indeed, as I had two big snaps of oversteer there. They may not look like big moments, they may not have been massive snaps of the wheel, but trust me, at that kind of speed, any sort of bump, any sort of correction, and that's it, as I just clip the wall there, going through the banking, and then just go down a couple of gears, down to 4th gear. I just try and hold on for dear life here. I'm surprised I've got this far into the race, to be honest, as the car alongside me just got airborne, going over the bumps, coming out of the south curve, now going up to the north curve, up into 6th gear, as it go up through banking on lap number 3 here. Try and keep hold of the car. The worst bit of the bumps are around here. Oh, I managed to make it to the end of lap 3. This is the furthest I've got, by the way. I've had many attempts at trying to record this race. Never got this far so far. So I'm going into the unknown now, as I'm in 3rd place at the beginning of lap number 4, going through the southern banking. Once again, can we get past the leaders here? Oh, we've got a car cut us off. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sorry. My life just flashed in front of my eyes as I absolutely murdered that car in front. It just kind of came across me and I couldn't do much about it and just stayed into the shadow realm. But anyway, going through this north curve on lap number 4, we're still in 4th place as well. Getting back up to 3rd place, I think it is, yes, back up to 3rd, as we just have a little bit of a battle with that green car on our left hand side. Coming up to the final lap of the race now. Are we going to be able to make it to the end of the race, or am I going to have to restart once again? I hope I can keep this thing under control. Coming out of this southern curve for the final time, putting up in 6th gear. I'm in the slipstream of the car in front. To be honest, I'm not that interested in overtaking right now. I'm just interested in surviving this race. Now going through the north curve for the final time. As we go over the bumps, just going to lift off slightly so I can make it to the end, as we're getting a good run here out of the final corner. coming up to the line, we are indeed just about going to get second place in this race, which is totally stupid. As you can probably tell by now, it's a completely ridiculous idea of mine, but a good laugh nonetheless. Just about got second in, ahead of that driver. What was the finishing gap? It's going to come up on the screen now. It was less than a tenth. So that's 1.257 seconds versus 1.348 seconds. That was a very good end to that race then. But yeah, as you can see from this short video today, you cannot race around the Monza Oval nowadays. Modern cars, they're just not suited to it, mainly because of the low ride heights. And just the way that modern cars are nowadays, you just can't deal with the bumps. The reason why the Monza Oval got abandoned at the end of the 1960s was for safety reasons, and a lot of that did come down to the bumps. It was just so bumpy, as you can see in Assetto Corsa here. It just made for unsuitable racing basically. But yeah guys, I hope you did enjoy watching that short video. Very stupid video of mine. Took a lot of takes to record. I think that was about my 10th attempt at doing that race. I'm so pleased I got to the end of it in the end. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy it. Do feel free to like and subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you all in the next video. So goodbye.